Hello everyone. Hello everyone. A very good evening, and I hope that you all are doing great today. And welcome to the seventh session of Tech JK Box, which is the second week of August and first week of Mega Month. We have planned a lot more in the upcoming sessions, in the upcoming weeks, and we'll be sharing the updates, the news about the same on our Twitter handle and on our social media, along with Discord channel by tomorrow evening. So stay tuned to that if so that you will not miss the notification and you will not miss to attend the sessions. One more update for all of you is that if you have registered for Mega Month already, we'll be sending out the emails to all of you. So you don't need to register once again. So your access is there with us, your email addresses are there, and we'll be sending the calendar invites accordingly. Today, at the last session, we are here to talk about the hot topics in web, and for that we have Vrijraj Singh, who has already showed you that how you can implement actions on Google on your and create your own assistants like actions on Google Assistant. We have already also for this week we have a plan for certifications, so we'll be sharing the submission link and the mails and all by tomorrow evening. What you have to do, like we have conducted sessions on a lot of things, like let's say Google Assistant or Chrome extensions, hot topics in web, JavaScript, and hot topics in mobile. So whatsoever you feel like if you want to create a doc of learnings that what you learned throughout this week, day wise, you can create a document for that and share that link with us. If you have started creating action, do share it with us after getting published. If it is not published yet, again you can take the screenshots from your test environment and paste it in the doc and share that document link with us. So it's totally up to you that what you want to share, a summary of 7 day learnings, or if you have attended like 5 by 7 days, or if you have published an action, you can create a doc and share that. The published link, once it will get published, you can share that with us in Discord, and we'll try to promote that from our handle, from our Twitter handle and social media pages too. So you can share any link if you want to. If you have created Chrome extensions and you have not published yet, again you can take out the screenshots, the working, like you can record a video, host it on, like share it on YouTube, make it like private or unlisted, whatever you feel like, and you can share that with us, the link of the same. uh, Okay, so without further ado, I would like to invite Vrijraj Singh, who is the organizer of GDG Jalandhar, a Google developer expert for web and Firebase, and is creating amazing content for all the developers out there on his YouTube channel, that is Tech Ferment. He's also providing solutions um, via in a form of courses for front end, back end, full stack developers, and is planning for many more, and he might talk about that in the session at the end. And I would love to love if Briz, you can share that with other fellow developers so that they can, if they found it useful, they can enroll and they can also get benefit from the content you are sharing. Without further ado, over to you, Riz. Take the stage and go ahead with sharing the hot topics of web. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much, Varsha, for the wonderful introductions. Hi, everyone.
Your
I hope you
audio
are
is bit less, Rich.
just check. Just
Like if you can increase the mic sound. It's audible, but it's a bit less. Can you speak now?
yeah, am I audible?
Yes, yes, it's clearly audible. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, hello, everyone. My name is Vrijraj. I hope you are all safe and taking care of yourself. And today, I'm going to talk about like how we can build web solution in year 2021. Okay, so before moving to the topic, let me talk about myself a little bit. Like, I'm a Google developer expert as well as GDG organizer for Jalandhar community. I work on various web developer technologies like PWA, Firebase, AMP, Google Cloud Platform, and the Google Cloud. And also, I'm running a YouTube channel named is Tech Ferment, where I'm providing a YouTube, video resources or blog articles on the various web developer technologies. So today, first, I'm going to talk about the web fundamental part. Like if you want to start your career in the web technologies, so there is a web fundamental like website, browser, and the server part. And then we'll talk about like how we can start our career in web technologies. And there are a lot of products that you can use or technologies that you can use in your 2020 to build entire web solution. So let's get started. So, like, if you have any questions, doubt, you can ask your questions in the meet chat sections. So, like, first I'll talk about web. So, do you have any ideas like what is web actually? You can unmute your mic or maybe uh, you can chat message on the chat. Okay, so web is a information system where we can share the documents. Documents maybe like WhatsApp message, video file, audio file, PDF file. So over the via network. So web is just like as an information system where we are sending documents which may be PDF, zip file, audio file, any file via network. And like, do you have any ideas like how internet is working? So like these, like whenever you're accessing a website or accessing any web services, so all the internet is coming from this particular cables. So these cables are called as submarine cables. So these cables are deployed under the sea, and you can check out these submarine cables with the website submarinecablemap.com. Here we have a lot of cables. So you are accessing that particular data from the server with the help of these cables. So now I'll talk about web solutions. So as of now, I have covered the web part, like what is web, how we can access the internet over the web platform. So if I want to create a web solution, so we have a terminology. So first terminology is website. So website is just like as a collections of web page. For example, we can create a home. So home is just like as a collections of rooms. So similarly, website is a collections of web page, and each web page consists of, let's say, image file, audio file, text file, or maybe picture or any other else. And each website have their specific entry page, which is also called as home page. Or whenever you're visiting any website, there will be a home page, which will be the entry page. And each website have their specific the name, or we can consider as a DNS, or the name of your website is considered as a domain name address. So you can check out a lot of the website like google.com, twitter.com, facebook.com, and you can create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For example, if you want to create a structure of your page, you can use HTML as a language. Or if you want to design your web page, you can go for CSS part. Or if you want to add some additional functionality, for example, whenever we are clicking on the button part, there will be a div element, and you can hide that particular div element with the help of JavaScript. And there are other languages you can use in the server end or maybe client side. But these three languages are the fundamental part for the web technology. So next one part is like as of now, like you can create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now you need a software where you can run your web page. So web browser, or we can say browser. Browser is a computer program, or maybe we can consider as a software where we can run our web page. Okay, and in the market we have a lot of browsers like Chrome, Safari, Mozilla, Opera, UC browser. There are a lot of browsers, and each browser has a specific rendering engine that will render your HTML, CSS, JavaScript code into the GUI part, means graphical user interface, and then you will be able to see your website. Okay, so first part is we can create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then we can run our web page with the help of browser. And each browser have their specific rendering engine, and which will render your HTML, CSS, JavaScript code into the DOM, or maybe we can consider as a GUI, graphical user interface. So now let's suppose like you have created a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and you can test it that website on your computer, on your browser. Now your website should be accessible from different network or different system or maybe different devices. So for that you need a server. So server is just like as a computer where you can upload your HTML, CSS, JavaScript file on that particular computer, and you can store that. You can put your computer in any different location with the help of network, and with the help of network you can access those files from that particular computer. So server is just basically a computer which is designed to process the request and like deliver data to the another computer, maybe you can consider as a browser. So like in the market we have a server, and we have a three types of server in the market. First one is web server. For example, if you are accessing a web page over the network, so there will be a web server. For example, whenever you are surfing a website, let's say twitter.com or maybe youtube.com, so you are actually accessing a web page, so there will be a web server. For accessing a web page, you need to use HTTP protocol. So like HTTP's full form is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and with the help of this protocol, you can access the web server. And the second server is email server. So whenever you are sending or receiving a mail over the network, so there will be an email server. Like suppose you go to the gmail.com or maybe outlook.com or any other mail services. So you can compose the email and you can send the mail and you can receive the mail with the help of email server. And there are two protocol mainly you have to work on it. Like first one is SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and the second one is POP, Post Office Protocol. And the third one is like whenever you are moving a file over the network, let's say downloading a file or maybe uploading a file over the network, there will be a file server. So basically here you have to work on FTP protocol. And these server like web server, email server and the file server will work as a combination, can in a combination form. For example, whenever you are opening gmail.com, so first there will be a web page. So there will be a web server call, and then like after opening the Gmail web page, you will go to the compose button and click and write your email, and then we'll click on the send button. Then there will be an email server. Or if you want to attach some file, or maybe if you want to attach some PDF or zip file, image file, anything, so then there will be an email FTP server, or we can say file server, where you can upload your file on Gmail server. Okay. And in the market, like we as a web developer, we have to mainly work on the web server part. And you in the market, like you can use Nginx, like if you are working on Node, Python, or Golang. So you can use Nginx server, or if you are working on PHP, which is a like a backend scripting language, so you can use Apache as a web server. Or if you are working on Microsoft technologies like .NET, C Sharp, then you can use Microsoft IIS server. And then we have a one more terminologies which is database. So database is just like as a software where we can store the data, we can store the information, where we can easily get the data in terms of like we can easily read the data, we can manage the data, we can delete the data, we can also like update the data. So database is just like as an informational system where we can store the data, and where we can apply four simple CRUD operations. Okay, CRUD means create, read, update, and delete. And in the market, like we have a two type of database. Like first one is structured database, and the second one is unstructured database. So if I talk about structured database, like that will follow the structure. For example, schema. Also, structured database is called as relational database, or we can consider as a RDBMS, relational database management system. So like here you can store your data in terms of table and the row, or we can say column and row. And if like in the corporate, mainly if you are working on structured database, so you have to mainly work on MySQL as a database. And if you are working on unstructured database, means where we don't have a particular schema, or it may be textual data or non-textual data, or maybe human generated data, then you have to work on MongoDB as an unstructured database, which is also called as NoSQL database. So this is how like we can create a website like with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We can check our website with the help of browser, and we can host our website with the help of server. And we have three types of server like web server, email server, and the file server. And now we have a database where we can upload, or maybe we can store our data where we can apply CRUD operations. So now I'll talk about like how we can start our career in the web development. Like if you are a beginner or if you want to start your career in the web technologies, so you can go for it. So first one, like you can start your career in the web development as a front-end developer or back-end developer or maybe full stack developer. So first I'll talk about front-end development. So front-end development is also called as client-side development, where basically you have to mainly work on the browser part. Like you have to create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You have a data and you have to convert that particular data into the GUI part with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You have to design the architecture for the website. You have to develop the website. You have to convert your data into the graphical user interface. So look at this slide. Here we have a picture. Like here, there is a girl who is designing an interface with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like first, we have a main page of your website. If user will click on the login button, so user will be navigated to the login screen. So then we have a field for email and the password, and then there's a button for login. So if the user will enter their email address and the password and will click on the login button, user will be navigated to the dashboard, and then we have a dashboard. So as a front-end developer, we have to create this UI, and we have to create this navigations or the architecture with the help of HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript part. So now I'll talk about like if you want to start your career in the front-end development. So first, you have to focus on the core languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Without, you cannot start a career in the front-end development because these all are the fundamentals. So like you can create the front end application with the help of these three languages. But if you want to create a robust applications in scalable or large scale applications, then you can go for the framework or maybe you can use the library. So first one is Angular, which is designed by the Google. It is a JavaScript framework. And with the help of Angular, you can create a large scale single page web applications. And the second one is Vue.js. So Vue.js is also created by the former Googler. The name is Ivan Yu. And with the help of Vue.js, you can create a lightweight web application with the help of Vue. And like it's again a framework. And the third one is JavaScript. JavaScript is not a framework; it's a JavaScript library which is maintained by the Facebook team. And the fourth one is Bootstrap. We use Bootstrap for making mobile responsive UI. Uh, like uh, like if you do not have a time for writing your CSS code, you can go for the Bootstrap part, where we have a predefined lot of CSS library. CSS classes, you can use that particular classes, and then you can easily create mobile responsive web page or UI. Okay, so then the next part is backend development. So backend development is just like backend developer have to work on the web server part as well as the database part. Like front end developer mainly work on the browser part, and the backend developer will work on the web server as well as the database part. And also backend developer also called as server side development, where basically you have to like create a business logic for your website. Like say front end developer created a UI for the login screen, and there will be a login button. So backend developer has to create a logic for the login screen, has to create need to create a logic for sign up screen or maybe logout part. So backend developer focus on the database parts, writing a script, and the architecture of your server, managing the data, managing the backup part, and basically they are working on the database, cache, server, and they will create a REST APIs, and front-end developer use that particular REST APIs and they can work on it. So like if you want to start your career in the backend development, so backend development is just like you have to work on server part. Server is a computer. So you can at the computer you can run any languages as a server. But in the market we have a few popular languages. With the help of these languages, you can create a backend logic easily way. So first one is you can go with JavaScript, like the core languages. Like you can create a backend logic with the help of JavaScript or its runtime environment Node.js, or you can also write your backend business logic with the help of Python, or you can use PHP, or you can also use Ruby. Ruby is a language which is most popular in the UK side, United Kingdom. And similarly, we have a framework which by using these framework, you can write your business logic or maybe REST APIs in easily way or organized way. So like if you are working on JavaScript or Node.js, so we have a framework Express.js. With the help of Express, you can create the REST APIs in very easy way. Or if you're working on Python, so we have a framework Django and the Flask, which is the most popular framework for the Python for writing a business logic. So similarly, if you are working on PHP, so we have a framework Laravel. With the help of Laravel, you can easily create backend logic or backend applications. Or if you are working on Ruby language, so we have a framework Ruby on Rails. So with the help of Ruby on Rails, even you can create a REST APIs, writing a business logic or functions. And as I mentioned earlier, with the help of like backend development, mainly have to work on the web server part as well as the database part. So you should have a knowledge of MongoDB as an unstructured database. You should have a knowledge of at least one database as a SQL database, which is name is MySQL. And the next one part is full stack development. Full stack development is a combination of front end developer development skills plus back end development skills and plus some CI/CD related stuff, means the cloud part, the GitHub part, or version control system or source code management part. So like full stack is the combination of front end, back end, and some sort of magical tools. So, like in the market, we have a full stack developer, and we have a three types of job opportunities. Like if you are searching a job opportunities related to full stack development, then we have these three tracks or the stack. First one is mean stack developer, or maybe mon stack developer, or mom stack developer. And the content is same, like database will be same, the framework will be same for the backend, but just difference is the front end framework. In the mean stack developer, you have to work on A as an Angular, or mon stack developer, you have to work on R as a React, and mon stack developer, you have to work on B as a Vue.js, and remaining things are similar. You should have a knowledge of at least one stack, like let's say mean stack, one stack, or one stack. It's totally up to you. Then you can apply for the backend development or maybe full stack development opportunities. Okay, so is there any doubt or questions or maybe confusion related to these three tracks? Or like with the help of these things, like you can easily start your career in the web technologies, and then you can assume like, yeah, now up to paisa hi paisa. Like we can earn a lot of monies with the help of these skills. You just need to define this track. Like you are pretty much comfortable. Let's say you are in the full stack development or maybe front end development or the back end development, and then you can start working on it. So now today I'm going to talk about some more Google developer products. Like with the help of these products, you can easily create high scalable web applications or high performant as applications. So from PW to Chrome developer platforms, I know this order is different than you have seen in your day-to-day life. So with the help of these technologies, you can easily create a website having a high performance, scalable, accessible solutions. So next, first thing is web. There is a difference between website and the web apps. So like website is just like as a informational things. For example, a portfolio. So with the help of portfolio, user can check out the information about XYZ user. So website is just like as an informational thing, and web app is just like website plus some additional feature. For example, login, logout functionalities or personalized content. For example, X user content will be different. For Y user content will be different. So Facebook is an example for web application, and similarly LinkedIn is example as a web applications. But if you are opening Wikipedia, so Wikipedia is just like as a website where we can get the informations. Okay, and then we have a third mode technology. The third mode technology is PWA, Progressive Web Apps. So with the help of Progressive Web Apps, you can create your, let's say you have a website and you can convert your website into the Android application or maybe iOS application or maybe desktop application with the help of PWA. So basically, PWA provide like the best user experience where user can get you can install your web applications. Let's say you have a website, you can install your website that will be converted into the Android applications, iOS application, or maybe Windows applications. Okay, and one of the best thing about PWA is like if you have a PWA, if you have a website and you have converted your website into the PWA. So like it works offline. For example, if you do not have internet connections, you can still able to access that content and the data, and you can interact with the application within the applications. Okay, so in simple way, PWA progressively enhance your existing experience, look like as a native applications. So like from Chrome, the version is 70 onwards, user can now install the desktop PWA. Like if you want to check out the features about PWA, so like you can open the link techdrill.ddtalender.com in your mobile, or as well as you can open this link in your laptop, and then there will be a section for installing your uh, that web application, and that web application will be converted into the Windows part. Like that will look like this part things. Okay, and that will that your application will work as an offline application that will look like as a completely Windows or maybe iOS or Android applications. So as I mentioned, like with the help of PWA, like you can provide a user experience that will look like as a native applications, let's say mobile applications. So like now, like we can create a and like we can create a mobile application with the help of PWA. So we can also upload that particular PWA into the Google Play Store, and user can install that PWA from Google Play Store. So whenever you go to the Google Play Store, and there is a lot of application with the help of Lite keyword, for example, Oreo Lite, Flipkart Lite, or Twitter Lite, Facebook Lite. These all are the application is basically working on PWA, and they have uploaded that particular PWA into the Google Play Store, and then you can use it. So, oops, yeah. So this one is for the developer who are working on the mobile platform. Like first, they have to create a web mobile application for the Android platform and the iOS platform, and then they have to upload that application on their respective the web services, the platform distribution platform. Let's say Google Play or App Store. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So as I mentioned, like we have a Android app, we have a PWA. We can upload our PWA into the Google Play Store or maybe App Store. So like this all type of application is also called as trusted web activities (TWA). So like you can check out like Oreo Lite, Flipkart Lite, Twitter Lite, or there are a lot of websites with the help of Lite keyword. These are the website is working on the PWA part. Basically, they are built with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and they have converted that particular website into the PWA, and then they have uploaded that particular PWA into the Play Store, and that application will work called as TWA, Trusted Web Activities. So to know more about TWA, you can visit the link mentioned in the slide, bridge.base.link/TWA, where we have articles like how we can convert our website into the PWA and then PWA into to the Google Play Store. Okay, so it's again, it will look like either cheat hai for the mobile developer who are working on Android or maybe iOS platform, because they have to work on the Java part or the Kotlin part or the Swift part for writing your entire making web Android application or mobile application. But we as a web developer, we have created a website, and then we have converted that particular website into a PWA, and then PWA can work look like as an Android, iOS, or maybe Windows applications. So overall, with the help of PWA, you can enhance your user experience via offline support, push notifications, and there are installable. You can install your website with the help of PWA. And with the help of the PWA desktop, you can install your PWA website that will look like as a Windows applications. And you can also upload your PWA into the Google Play Store, and that things is called as TWA, Trusted Web Activities. So, like again, in simple ways, these features like पहले इस्तेमाल करें फिर विश्वास करें. For example, like you can easily create your PWA, and then you can upload your PWA into the Play Store, and yeah, you can get more audience in terms of the user. Okay, so after PWA, I think you will feel like let's like I want to know more about web technologies. There are a lot of things in for the web developers where they can create a scalable or performant applications. So let's design a website. Let's say I'm designing a website name is blah blah blah.com. So there is a general use case like when we are right now living in India and there is a like a lot of issues related to network or the connectivity. So like whenever we are creating a website, there might be a possibilities like where user can see this kind of screens like where user need to wait for a website. So like still there will be a loading screen and user will frustrate it. So when the website is very slow, like user will leave your website. This is the main things. So you need to grab more audience. So in general case, 53% user will leave the website if it takes more than 3 seconds. So what you have to do, like this is the main like challenges for the India's. Like we have to create a website that will like first that will open within a 3 second and then you can grab more audience. So like this is the most challenges task for the Indian developers because we have to focus on the connectivity as well as network or the internet part because we have to create a website that will work as a performant. So what for that you need to like optimize your JavaScript part, CSS part. You have to remove your unused part of CSS or the JavaScript part. And this is the most challenging task for the developer. First, they have to create a website with the help of HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, or maybe they are using any framework, and then they have to optimize the website. And again, like this is the condition for we as a developer. First, they have to create a website, and then we have a challenges like we have to optimize the things. So that's why there is a when technologies came into the cinema, or maybe we can say the technologies or the world. The technology name is Speed AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages. So AMP is an open source project for creating a super fast web pages, and it is a web component framework, and Google has created this entire like AMP, and Google is using AMP to quickly serve the content on mobile devices. Like whenever you go to the Google and search any things, and you will get the result within a millisecond. So that is possible just because of the AMP. And this is how Google is using AMP. Like you might have seen this before in your day-to-day life. Like whenever you are searching anything on the Google, within a few seconds you will be able to see the result, or you can easily navigate to the website and then you can get it, the result. So with the help of AMP, you can create a website. Like these websites are very fast as compared to the standard website, and also with the help of AMP, you can create a stories. So stories is just like as an Instagram type of stories. Like we have Instagram stories, and you can check out the stories. But if I talk about AMP stories, these stories are very fast, powerful, performant, as well as application independent. For example, if I want to check the Instagram story of XYZ person, then I need a Instagram applications. Without Instagram application, I cannot see the Instagram stories. Or for example, I want to see this WhatsApp status of XYZ user. So I need to install WhatsApp application in my system, and then after I can able to see the WhatsApp status. But if in the case of AMP stories, so we have a URL, so you can share that particular URL on with the friends on the WhatsApp or maybe any other platform, and with the help of browser you can access that particular stories. And these stories are very fast, performant, independent, and like you can do anything. Like this is working on web, so like we can add images, video, button. We can do anything. Like it's totally up to you. And the third one is AMP email. So with the help of AMP email as a technologies, you can create super fast email, interactive mails. Like within an email, you will be having a buttons. You can interact. These you can get the information within an email. I'll give you the example later. And the fourth one part is like with the help of AMP, you can create ads. Like these ads are very fast, beautiful, and high performant across devices and the distributed pattern. So I'll share some example. Like first one is AMP website. Like these websites are very fast as compared to the like standard website. Like for example, I have created my resume or maybe portfolio uh, without AMP, so it will take around 5 seconds to load the entire website. But if I'm working on AMP, so you will get entire UI with the help of within a 3 second, and that's it. So like how Google is using AMP technologies in Google search result, like we have a standard regular page and then we have a AMP landing page. So you can check out the inform like the UI, like user will click on the button and then there will be a UI or the website and that's it. Again, the next one part is, as I mentioned, like with the help of AMP, you can create stories. These stories are very fast. That will look like as an Instagram, WhatsApp, or Facebook, or any other stories type of platform. And one of the biggest, best thing about AMP stories is it's application independent because it's working on web. Okay, so like if you are working on Android platforms, so we have a Google Discover section, so you can find all the AMP stories in the Google Discover sections. And similarly, there are a lot of publishers who are using AMP stories like Editing India, like Hotstar or NetGeo. There are a lot of publishers who are using AMP stories as a concept for sharing their content. And the third one part is like as I mentioned, like you can create email with the help of AMP stories. So AMP email is a technology where you can add some interactive elements within an email. For example, rating button, confirmation button, purchase button, without navigating to the new tab to visit the website. For example, this is how OYO is working. And email as a technology, like within an email, you can search the rooms are available. You can check out the rating about the room. You can also book the room within an email without navigating to the new tab to visit the website. And there is a one more example like how Google is using an email as a technology is like within a email, you can send a message without navigating to the Google Docs. Okay. And the fourth one part is ads. So you can create an interactive, fast, beautiful, high performant ads with the help of AMP. So these ads are very fast. Like you can check out the like these videos. Like we have a regular ads and then we have a AMP ads. So these ads are very fast, responsive, fast performance, and then you can get more data. So now I'll talk about like how we like AMP is built on three core component. So you can create an AMP page, which is basically work on three core component. First one is AMP HTML, second one is AMP JS, and the third one is AMP caches. So AMP HTML is a modified version of our HTML tags. For example, if you want to create a web page, you can create a web page with the help of HTML tags like image tag, video tag, H1 tag, paragraph tag. There are a lot of tags. But if you are working on AMP HTML or AMP for creating a website, so we have a modified version of tags. Like in general, like in the HTML, we have an image tag. But if you are working on AMP, we have a AMP hyphen image tag. And AMP hyphen image tag that will be with the help of these tags, you can show the website image in very fast and the performance will be increased. And the second one is AmpJS. So AmpJS is a JavaScript library which implement all the best practices and the performance to manage the resources over the pages. Like here we have a JavaScript library for running your AMP. And the third one is AMP caches, which basically cache the AMP pages and making them fast. So now I'll show you how we can create the web page with the help of AMP. So yeah. So you have to for creating an AMP page, you just need to work on two things. Like first one is you just need to add AMP as an attribute in your HTML tag, and then you need to load AMP.js JavaScript library, and that's it. You can create a website. And this is the example. Like we have added AMP as an attribute in HTML tag, and then we have loaded the JavaScript library for AMP, and that's it. This web page is 10x faster than as compared to the regular page. And yeah, so you can enjoy your page is more performant as compared to the regular page, and that pages work on the 2G network or maybe 3G network, or if the internet is very fast, but this page is having a lot of performance speed. You can check out like to know more about AMP, like how we can create a website, stories, or ads, or email with the help of AMP. So you can check out all the informations. The website name is amp.dev. Here you can visit and you can check out the tutorial or documentation for creating a website, stories, ads, and the email part. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can ask your question in the chat section, and then at the end of the session, I'll take those questions. So now I'll talk about one more. So like, I hope all of you are in the college part or maybe in the corporate. So you have a lot of ideas. Like you have ideas to create a product for your startup, but you are confused. Like for example, you have ideas, and if you want to implement something, and you are confused for that particular ideas, like how we can create a product or how we can make the application or maybe website. You are confused about the like how to start, what type of technologies you can select. For example, for the backend, either the solution will be on mobile platform or the solution will be on the web platform, or which technology I can use for as a database part, or which technologies I can use as a front end developer, or which technology I can use as a backend developer. But somehow you have decided the technical stack and the architecture part, and then you have started working on it. And then you have to write a lot of amount of code, and this is the most challenging task for the developer, where you have to write a code. And yeah, there might be some issues related to security, code implementation, managing database, or making it easy to accessible to all the users. And there is a unified solution you can use to improve the user experience and solve all of these problems with the help of Firebase. So Firebase is a unified platform for the developers that provide with lot of tools and the services to help them to build high quality and high scalable web application. Even with the help of Firebase, you can grow your user base in terms of user, and you can earn more benefit. Okay, and one of the best thing about Firebase, you don't need to manage the infrastructure of Firebase, like providing a business logic. You just need to use the business logic. Like there are a lot of services, you just need to use that services, and that's it. So, like if you're working on Firebase and you just need to focus on the front end part, let's say the website part or maybe Android application part, and you don't need to focus on the backend part because Firebase is just like as a backend as a service. They are providing a lot of REST APIs, or maybe can we can consider as a services. You just need to use that particular services. So Firebase has a mission to help the developers succeed. Like they are providing a lot of backend services. So you just need to focus on the front end part, and that's it. And Firebase will manage all of the things like managing the or the database part, security part, or load balancing kind of things. So one of the best thing again, like for the Firebase, like if you're working on mobile application development, let's say iOS or Android, you can use Firebase. Or if you are working on Flutter, you can also use Firebase. Or if you are working on web platform or C++, Unity for game development, you can also use Firebase. So as I mentioned, like Firebase is providing a lot of services in terms of backend, and like these services is divided into the three main categories of tools with specific goals. So first is build better application, and the second one is improve your app quality, and the third one is grow and engage your user. So if I talk about build better applications, so here we have a lot of services. For example, if you are creating a mobile applications or maybe web application, and you want to add a feature related to login with Google or maybe login with Facebook or login with Twitter, so you can use Firebase authentication services. They are providing a set of functions, methods. You just need to use that particular methods. You don't need to write your entire backend logic for authentications. Similarly, if, yeah, like you can host your website with the help of hosting, you can write your custom business logic with the help of cloud functions, or if you are working on machine learning part, you have a machine learning model, you can deploy your machine learning model with the help of Firebase machine learning services, or you can use predefined machine learning model. For example, we have an image and then we have a predefined machine learning model. You can upload the image and you can get the labels about the image. Let's say these are the trees, men, people, or the kind of things. And also you can use Firebase as a database. So inside Firebase, we have a two type of database like real-time database and the cloud file store you can use. Or you can use Firebase as a storage where you can upload the images, audio file, media file, pictures, anything with the help of storage service. Or Firebase is also providing an extension. With the help of extension, you can use like you can create a robot application with the help of these things. So once you build your application with the help of these services, now you can improve your app quality with the help of Crash Analytics, performance monitoring, and the dashboard part. So Crash Analytics is just like you will get the crash report real time, and before like it will be visible to the user end. Like you will get alert like these are the crash for your applications, and similarly you can get the performance report for the use for your applications. For example, I have created a website having a two screen, let's say login screen and the sign up screen. So I have a performance report for a login screen where let's say user need to wait for 3 seconds for login. So this is a performance part for my website where we can improve that login screen user experience. Like user can wait maximum 2 seconds for the login part, and then you can a user can navigate to the dashboard part. And the third one is test lab. They are providing a test like virtual simulator where you can test your Android application or iOS application with the help of test lab. And also you can use app distributions like you can distribute your Android applications or iOS application with the help of app distributions to the user group. Let's say you can divide your user into the two categories, user A, user B. Okay, so you can also improve. You can improve the your app quality with the help of these services. Now you can grow and engage your user with the help of analytics, remote config, predictions, A/B testing, dynamic links, cloud messaging, and in-app messaging. So first one is like analytics. Analytics is just like you will get the analytics report about the users, like users are coming from which country, age group, these kind of information you will get from analytics part. And the similarly, you can get the prediction with the help of Firebase prediction. You can configure a backend or application with the help of remote config. And then we have a E/B testing part, like you have a let's say you have created an Android applications. So you can divide your user into the two user group. Let's say A part, A type of user and B type of user. So for A type of user, UI will be different. For B type of user, UI will be different. So you can perform these kind of things with the help of A/B testing. And similarly, you can create a dynamic links with the help of Firebase. And if you want to send a push notification, you can use Firebase Cloud Messaging as a service. Or if you want to send some custom messages to the user for let's say offer, let's say we have some offer for Independence Day, or maybe we have some offer for Diwali sale offer. So you can use in-app services where you can trigger custom message to the users. So like Firebase is providing a lot of services, and you can easily create your robust application with the help of Firebase, because this is a backend as a services. You just need to focus on the code part and not manage the infrastructure part, the services and all. So yeah, you can do that. So, like to know more about Firebase, you can visit the link firebase.google.com. Here we have a documentation. You can check out the documentation about each services. And yeah, and the one of the challenging tasks next one is machine learning. Like if you have a knowledge of machine learning, so you can create a machine learning model with the help of mainly the Python part. So like first you need to learn the Python, and then there is a framework or the library, let's say scikit-learn, NumPy, Panda, and then you need to install a lot of application in your computer, and then you can work on the machine learning part. But for the web developers, we have a framework. The name is Tensorflow.js. So Tensorflow.js is a JavaScript framework, or we can say library for machine learning in JavaScript, where we have a predefined machine learning model. You can use these some predefined machine learning model, let's say postnet detection, or maybe the label detections. You can use it, or you can also create your custom machine learning model with the help of Tensorflow.js. And to know more about TensorFlow.js, you can check out the website tensorflow.org/js for JavaScript. And yeah, so there are pre-built machine learning Google machine learning APIs that you can use directly in your applications. So let's say I'm creating a website where user can upload their image, and then we can get the facial face or the label, or we can say OCR part, or maybe we can implement the feature, let's say logo detections, or maybe safe search or landmark detections. You can perform these things with the help of Cloud Vision APIs, and you can call these APIs in the web platform, and yeah, tada, your solution is ready with the help of Cloud Vision APIs. So similarly, we have another APIs, let's say face APIs, barcode APIs, and text APIs. Like we have some text on different language, and whenever you are opening your camera, so your text will be converted into another language. You can do that with the help of Cloud Vision APIs. Next one part is like we as a web developer, basically we have to create a website that will look like is a easy to use as a layman person. So we need some guidelines for the developers, like this is how you can create a website, what are the best practices, what are the like layout you can follow for grabbing a more user, or easily user can understand your architecture of website, or user can easily navigate to the website. So you can check out material designing guidelines where Google is providing a lot of blogs or open source web component where you can use that particular component and you can create like beautiful website or Android application or iOS application with the help of material designing guidelines. And also we are working on the font part. Like in the website, we have, if you want to add multiple fonts, you can check out. You can go to the website like fonts.google.com where we have open source fonts. You can download those fonts and you can use that particular fonts in your website or maybe mobile applications. Now, now with the help of these things, like you can create the website, and once you publish your website on, let's say, Firebase, now like you have shared your website with your friend, and someone ask a questions related to website. Hey, what is your website name? I just forgot. So you will say Google Pay search karo, you will find my website link, right? There might be some this kind of example, like you will say just search my name on Google and you will find the result about my website or about my XYZ product. So how we can do that, these kind of things, like we have created a website, now my website is visible on Google search result. So you can do that with the help of Google Search Console. So Google Search Console is a tool where you can you can register your website, and Google will like listing your website on Google search result. And as well as with the help of Google Search Console, you will get the report about your Google search result, like how many of users will click on your website with Google search result. And there are a lot of things like code web vital, performance part, fixing issues, bugs. You can get all of the things. Now, like there is one more tools that you can use for tracking the performance part. You can use Lighthouse. So, like you have a website, you can get the report for the performance, SEO, accessibility part with the help of Lighthouse. This is a tool is created by the Chrome team at Google. And now, like once you have created this entire web application with the help of these tools, now we need to get to know more about your customer. For example, what type of user are coming into my website. Let's say which country user are visiting in my website. Let's say I have 30% user which are coming from US side. I have 40% user which are coming from India, specifically let's say Delhi part. So here we can get the informations. So you can use Google Analytics as a tool. So Google Analytics is a tool where you can get the analytics about your user. You can get the data about a lot of things, like you can use UTM parameters. You can get the informations like how many are real-time users. User will wait for each page. You will get a lot of things with the help of Google Analytics. So this is the entire solution. So like we have a quotations like itna sab kuch ab to main kuch bhi kar sakta. You can start, you can build anything with the help of these tools. So I have created like our GDG team, Jalandhar team has created a resources for you. Like if you want to start your career in the fundamental part, like you can go for it with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript part. So we have a links, or if we have a hot topics like Firebase for web, or the PWA part, or AMP, or the framework part like Node.js, Angular, React, Express View. You can check out these links. So this is a link bit.ly/resources for web. You just open the link and you will get this link. Okay. So you can take this screenshot And yeah, at last, this is not the end picture abhi baki hai. So as you know, web has endless possibilities like A to Z से कुछ भी आ सकता है वेब के अंदर. And there are a lot of things in the web technologies like Project Fugu, Nano, etc. There are a lot of things. It's totally up to you how you can use these platform services or the technologies to design a successful solutions or maybe product to make it accessible and performant for you. So now I'll talk about a little bit about the tech ferment. Like similarly, like I have started the initiative name is tech ferment, where I'm providing online resources for the web developers. Let's say the video tutorial on the web technologies. Let's say Android, AMP, Firebase, Google Cloud Platform. So you can check out these informations or videos resources on the YouTube channel Tech Ferment. You just need to go to the Google, YouTube, and then you can search Tech Ferment. And similarly, I'm also providing online training on the bootcamp for the front end development for 14 days, back end development for 14 days, and the full stack development for 28 days. You can check out these bootcamp informations. Like you just need to visit the link techforment.com/bootcamp. So now it's time for the questions. Like if you have any questions, you can ask your questions. You can unmute your mic and then you can ask your questions. Yeah, I'll pick some of the questions from the chat bar. Okay, so first question is Kanchan. Like, can you tell some project that a fresher should have a resume? So yeah, Kanchan, you can create a front end applications. Let's say you can use the APIs. So right now we have a lot of APIs. You can use, let's say, COVID related APIs, or maybe you can use news APIs or maybe memes APIs. So you can create a simple application with the help of these APIs, or you can use GitHub APIs. And also, whatever you are learning, just create a simple project based on your learning. That will be best thing for mentioning that project into your resume. And yeah, Google Index and Power BI is the same. Yeah, it's kind of same. Like Google Index is built by the Google, and the Power BI is built by Microsoft team. Any other questions, doubt?
Can you again show the website that you just showed now for the Java for learning that front end, back end, and full stack? The website was shown this below. Uh, uh,
The resources part, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, so that's all from my end. Like, if you have any questions, you can ask your questions. You can reach out to me on Twitter, Vrijraj Singh, or you can reach out to me on Discord server, and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you so much. Yeah, bye, Tata.
Thank you so much, Rajaz, for this amazing session. And thanks to each one of you for joining us throughout this week and making it a great success. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us on the Discord also, or if you want to ask your questions here, you can ask it now. Those who joined late, yes, we'll be sharing a submission form for this week also. And you can create like few things, like if you have created an action for yourself, like create a doc, and howsoever, like if you have joined for 4 days out of 7, you can just write your learnings for day wise, of each sessions. If you have created action and it's not published yet, you can create a screenshot, like take a screenshots of your actions, replies, and paste it in the doc. If you have created Chrome extensions, you can do the same. Or if you want to like record a video, you can do that too and share that link with us, that document link or the video link with us. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you on, if I'm not wrong, on 17th. So we'll have a break tomorrow, and the mains, calendar invites, and everything will be shared for the upcoming week by tomorrow evening. This means a lot, Rajiv, and we hope that this TechDrill program is helping you people in one or another way. So make as much as you can out of it, like, and allow us to conduct more sessions on your demand. Like if you want us to conduct a session on any topic, do ping us anytime in the chat or on the Discord, and we'll try our best to arrange the speakers. If you have missed the past sessions, you can just hop on to techdrill.jdgjalandhar.com and see the recordings there. We'll share a Tech Box week recording by tomorrow afternoon or so, and the same will be updated on the website too. So yeah, that's it. See you all day after
Can we
tomorrow
have
to
a group photo?
know more about front-end technologies.
Yeah, can we have a group photo for this entire week?
I think that most of them have leaved. Maybe we can take it after front-end one.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.